All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-thru. Here's a little help with number 5 from your 1-2 assignment. Look, part of the reason this is so frustrating to learn, maybe, is that at no point, like in the real physical world, could this ever happen. And I'm probably wrong. I'm sure there's someone that could explain to me. But what this is essentially saying is you've got a kid going down a slide, and he's having fun. She's having fun, and then she gets to this spot, and then boom, warp zone. She never actually gets to that spot, but she hits a warp zone, which I totally believe is feasible. It's not the warp zones that I don't like. She warps from here to here, but she doesn't actually ever exist in this spot either, because, oh my gosh, I hate this ViewSonic so much. I hate everything right now. Okay, so she warps, but she doesn't actually warp to that zone because she instantly starts taking off in a linear direction that way. Only it's even more complicated than that, because at this moment in time, right here, we'll call that like 1 second. This is like those tic-tac shaped UFOs that they've seen over the Nimitz class. So at this very moment, it's like she's mid-warp and she is spotted at that area. So my point is, that's not like real life, and it's hard to understand what in the heck's going on. But we can understand what's going on with the limits, okay? So there is a difference between f of 1 and the limit as x approaches 1 of the function. So our function is defined by all of the black points. Okay, so I'm going to retrace this. All of the black points. So notice there is no black point here. It's there. And then, bam. That's where our function's continuous because it passes the vertical line test. Look, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Ah, that's what allows it to be a function. It's still just 1 point there. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. So it passes the vertical line test. So what is f of 1? It's whatever our function is at that point. So it's 3. But in order for the limit to exist, regardless of what the function is, in order for the limit to exist, as we approach any point from the left, the limit must approach the same point as it does from the right. And that is why, as x approaches 1, the limit does not exist. Okay? Alright, f of 5 doesn't exist. That's not right. F of 5 does not exist. I think this is wrong. F of 5 definitely exists. If I put in a 5, I get that. Unless that was, maybe that was a hole. Hold on, let me erase everything. I think I've drawn over too much. Oh, yeah, I got it. You're right, Kristen. It does not exist. All right, look. Ah, now I can explain this better. All right, so look, at f of 5, there is a hole there. There is no output. So there is no output to our function at putting 5 in for x. Good job. However, just because there's no value for the function doesn't mean the limit doesn't exist. As we approach the limit from the left, it looks like it's going to the point 5, 3. And as we approach our limit from the right, it looks like it's approaching the same point. So the limit, I'll write it in words, the limit as x approaches 5. As x goes to 5 in both directions, y goes to 3. So even though the function doesn't exist at f of 5, the limit does. I hope that helps a little. Boom!